Hello friends, I am Kaustubh and today we are going to learn about the UITableView. As I discussed in the last tutorial that we have created a scrollable content form using the scroll view and the vertical stack view, right? So I already declared that can be easily achievable by using the UITableView very easily. Okay, but to do that kind of form we need to do a little bit of expertise on the table view. We cannot do at the very first when we are just about to learn about the UI table view. So I going to teach you guys step by step about the table view. So today is the first tutorial about the UI table view, that what is table view, how to use it, and what is the delegate and data source method, these kind of things. Okay, so let's begin the tutorial. So first create a blank project. So as you guys can see, our project is created. So this is the storyboard. So I am changing the device to the iPhone AC, and this is the corresponding view controller. Okay, since we are going to learn about the UI table view, so first drag a table view. So for that I need to type over here table view and drag the table view over here. So we are going to set the constraint. For that I am setting 8 from the all directions from with the margin. Okay, so that's it. This is the table view, and for that we need to take a IB outlet. So for that I am taking IB outlet weak where table display UI table view, and that's it. Okay, so now we need to connect the outlet with the table view, right? So this is being connected. Okay, so now to use the table view we have two different things. If you click on this particular table view, you can see there is a two things: data source and delegate. So what is data source? Like how many number of sections, how many number of rows going to display, what is the design of the rows, this kind of detailed things is declared on the data source. And delegate is basically a event type, like when any event is occurred, like user click on a particular row, this kind of events tracked by the delegate. Okay, so what is sections? Suppose there is a couple of department on a company. So say electrical department is a sections, and all the employee within that particular electrical department is a row, right? So similar way there is a mechanical department, and the all the employee inside the mechanical department, that is row, right? So electrical, mechanical, those are the sections. Okay, so sections is, you can say, a group of rows is actually a sections. By default a table view always contain at least one section. Fine, so let's go to the implementation. First I'm going to take first I'm going to set the data source. Okay, so you can do this by two way. Either you just drag over here and our data source is being set, or you go over here, and as you know already, if you go through with my previous tutorials, from here you can set like this: table display dot data source equal to self, and that's it. But this particular line give you error because this UI table view data source is not set for this particular view controller. It's they are not able to find it. So for that you need to click on the fix. So you can see these are the UI table view data source, and at least these two method you need to implement on this particular view controller. Okay, so I prefer to use extension to separate this kind of functionalities. So these are actually the supporting functionalities for this view controller. Okay, so that's why I'm separating those functionalities on a separate extension. So for extension view controller, UI table view data source, and from here Okay, so for the timing I am setting it as return 10. Okay, and over here first let me type and show you guys the output, then I will explain. Okay, so let's say equal to UI table view cell style is default, use id identified is cell dot text label. Text label, if you can see, this text label is actually deprecated, but whatever is deprecated you can still use it, but there it is better to not use, but you can use it. Okay, for the timing I am using it. Okay, text label dot text equal to index path dot row plus 1 return cell. Okay, so now if I give it to run, okay, let's see what happens. So as you guys can see, our project is up and it's start to display 10 different rows. Okay, now if I change it to 100, let's see what happens. So it start to display 100 rows. Okay, from here you can see. Okay, so this is the beauty of the table view. We need not to write a lot of code or lot of design. We need to do a very little bit of code and its output is so much productive actually. Okay, it saves a lot of production time. So let's explain this particular syntax first. This is actually creating a string. When we are going to use any variable directly inside the string, then we use a slash, then open parenthesis, then inside we use the variable and then closing double quotation. Okay, so like this way we are going to create a string. The index path for a section, okay, started from the 0 for the row. Okay, all the row is started from the 0. Okay, so the first row, which one is displayed as a 1. Okay, so this particular row is basically index path dot row value is 0. For these two, the index path dot row value is basically 1. Okay, so like this way it's happening. So over here I am giving to debug print row index path dot row, and another thing is section. Now giving it to run once again. So you can see all the section is 0. As you guys already know, I already mentioned that if we didn't mention any number of sections explicitly, then by default every table view contain at least one section, and since all the row or section count started from the 0, so that's why the section is 0. Okay, so up to this point it's fine, but why the row is displaying up to 14, not up to the 100? If you guys notice closely, you can see, right, that 17 it starts to display. Now if I scroll once, you can see just 18, just after the separated, a little bit of 18th row start to display and the row 18 is printing. Okay, why this kind of things is happening? Actually table view have the feature like whatever is currently displaying, only those rows memory is got allocated, nothing else. So initially only 14 rows value got initialized. Okay, not the entire 100 rows. This actually handle memory very effectively. Okay, from the iOS perspective, they don't utilize all the memory at a time. So if you even give 1,000 row also, then also it doesn't matter. only those rows get allocated its memory, those are going to display on the screen. Okay, so this is the part of the data source. Now what about delegate? So there is another functionalities like UITableView delegate. Okay, so on this particular there is a method called did select row at index path. So from here I am removing this one and printing over here, and I'm giving it to run. So what its purpose, basically when we are going to click on any row, it's supposed to be triggered. So I'm clicking over here, nothing is happening. In spite of that, a grayish color is appearing, okay, which is very bad looking. To remove this particular grayish color, first what you need to do, what the beginners do wrong, they actually go to this particular table view, select this table view, go to this particular tab, and from here select this selection as no selection. But don't do this, okay, this actually create problem. So in spite of that, go to the view controller over here. Before return the cell, just there is another property like selection style, and that set as a dot none. Okay, and that's it. Now if you click on any row, that grayish selection color will not appear anymore. Okay, you can see, right? But why this delegate method is not triggering? Because we didn't set the delegate yet. So for that we need to set the delegate. So this is the same code, only this is replaced by the delegate, and now it's done. So now if I give it to run and click on any item, you can see I click on the 7, and basically it's the index path dot row value is 6, so it is displaying proper value, row is 6 and section is 0. If I click on 11, it's basically 10 and 0, so it's working properly. Okay, so that's all for today. That is the entire table view concept. I'm not going to overwhelm you guys with a lot of information regarding the table view at the very first day. So it's just the beginning of the table view. So over here we just got to learn about the data source, delegate, number of rows, how to handle number of rows, how table view going to display how many rows got allocated. This how many rows got allocated is basically an interview question also. Okay, what is the delegate method, why it's not firing, how to handle these things, everything we have covered on this particular tutorial. So let's connect on the next tutorial with the more advanced topic with the UI table view. So in today's tutorial, if you guys like my content, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and also please let me know on the comment about what you guys like most and what is the drawback on this particular tutorial. Okay, so that's all for today. See you guys on the next UITableView tutorial. Till then, have a nice day. Goodbye.